Authentic assessments. Many times people think authentic assessments mean that you are doing something very specific, like fixing a car, writing an essay for a contest, learning how to tie a shoe. All of these things are authentic assessments, don't get me wrong. However, what really makes an assessment authentic, or an activity authentic, a project, whatever it is the memories it creates. I want you to think back for a moment. Think of your favorite teacher you've ever had. What made them awesome? Did they make you feel good? Did they validate you as a human being? Did they do activities that you still remember? I still remember a time I built a bridge out of toothpicks. It was great. It held 5 pounds. I was so proud. I still remember my 5th grade teacher. I would draw her pictures. She would post them on the wall, and I remembered that. Now think of all the other teachers you had. All the boring teachers. The teachers that made you want to go to sleep. The teachers that made you wonder why they were teachers to begin with. Now I want you to ask yourself, if you were in a room with all of the teachers in your school, who are these boring teachers? I promise that kids in your school right now feel the same way about their teachers as you felt about your teachers 20 some odd years ago. There are kids in your school right now who think that certain teachers are boring. There are students who talk about the teachers and tell other students not to take their class because they'll be bored out of their mind and they'll just want to go to sleep or not even show up. So now, in your imagination, put yourself in a room with all the faculty in your school. Which teacher are you? Be honest. Are you the boring teacher? Or are you the teacher that is going to help these kids love education for the rest of their lives? Now imagine for a second that I asked the same question to the boring teacher, the teacher you just thought of in your mind. Do you think they think they're boring? What happens is there's a sort of standoff created. Teachers are all pointing at other teachers. You're the most boring teacher. No, you're the most boring teacher. No, you're the most boring teacher. No, you're the most boring teacher. It may happen that teachers know they're boring and they're okay with it and they just let it go. However, most teachers would not raise their hands and say, hey, I'm the boring teacher. There's a book called Hacking Leadership by Sanfilippo and Sinanis. On page 88 of this book, the authors say, many educators are control freaks. Not only that, but if you go back a little ways, on page 82, it says, in an adult-centric education system, those with the power, the adults, sometimes put initiatives into place that seem counterproductive to the purposes of learning just because they are not taking into account the learners they serve. Now I ask you, in your classroom, do you have initiatives in place that are counterproductive to learning? Do you not accept late work? Will you not allow students to revise their papers or assignments? Do you take points off if a child is late or unprepared, regardless of the content learned? Now, I'm not saying that one type of teaching is necessarily better than another. What needs to come first is student learning. To achieve maximum student learning, we need to allow opportunities wherein students can innovate, create, and pursue passions. That needs to become the norm. Again, Sanfilippo and Sinanis, page 84. So the new question is, how do you make an assessment authentic and memorable? I've tried several things. I'm an English writing teacher. I've had kids write papers after building Legos. I bring all my Legos to school. I have a lot. It's kind of a problem. I give them directions. They have to build a 2-story home on a 16 by 16 plate. They have 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, doesn't matter. They have X amount of time to build this Lego in pairs. Then they're writing about it. They're going to write about their experience. What did they learn? How was it using Legos? What was it like with a partner? This authenticates their experience. Not only that, but I promise, those kids will never forget about the time they built with Legos in school and got to write a paper about it. Different idea, paper airplanes. Grab a piece of paper, allow the students to work in groups to create the best paper airplane. After that, you write a paper about it. Give the kids a couple days to do some research. Let them look online. Let them talk to people. Let them figure out how to build a great paper airplane. Make it a little bit of a contest, maybe. They can win out of the prize box. You could reward different things. Plane that does the most tricks. Plane that looks the best. Plane that flies the farthest. Plane that flies the fewest feet. All of a sudden, the kids will be engaged. It's true. It will seem chaotic. But it is not chaos. It is engagement. You might have paper airplanes flying across your room. That's okay. The students are engaged in a project that they will be writing about later that is tied explicitly to the curriculum of what you're doing. And I'll tell you, it'll be easier for those kids to write a paper after they've made some paper airplanes and thrown them across the room. Often teachers let fear control their actions. They won't do things because they're scared. Scared the kids won't listen. Scared they'll lose control. Scared that it won't work. Here's the thing. In education, many things don't work. That's how we learn. Take the kids outside. Let them write a paper in the outdoors. Let them write a poem outside. You're in science? Let them study an insect outside. You're in math? Let them count the trees. You're in art? Let them paint outside. You're in history? Talk about the dirt. Doesn't matter what you do. Everything can be related if you want it to be. The biggest thing holding teachers back from creating authentic, memorable experiences is the fear that they will lose control. Do not be afraid. In the end, if you create something memorable, those kids will become excited and they will become educated. Don't be the boring teacher. Be the teacher that provides memorable experiences, authentic assessments that allow students to push the limits, to create and to build passion for education. Thanks for watching.